What's up, guys? We're here at AMC Town Square with Chasing Cinema.
Mr. James Shoot.
.com, and we are here for Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy,
Will Poulter.
Mr. Will Poulter,
Dom Hall Gleason.
Dom Hall Gleason, Star Wars Awakens.
Yeah, and Ex Machina.
Ex Machina woman.
Yeah. For The Revenant, Alejandro Inarritu.
Last year's winner, Birdman.
Yes, he won
Oscar.
Best Director and won Best Picture.
Hey.
Also, the cinematographer of that film won, who's got a name that's a little bit harder to pronounce, won the cinematography, Best Cinematography 2 years in a row. Birdman, Gravity. Now he's directing The Revenant.
Can you do 3 in a row?
Well, let's talk about what we know about The Revenant.
Okay.
Unfortunately, The Revenant is not hitting local theaters until January 8th, which might or might not be when you're watching this video. We filmed it back in New Year's, but that's neither here nor there. But we do know that the movie was shot with only natural light. You see, we have a cameraman back there who's filming this for us, and he's using fake light. So it's cool because it makes us look pretty, and it's easy because if we were only to film in natural light, we'd have to get a certain right time of day to make sure we could film. And that's what they did. They went to Alberta, I believe, Alberta, Canada, and filmed in only natural light, which I'm sure to him even sounds miserable and painful, let alone shooting a 2-hour movie about the frontiersmen, you know, in the 1800s. We also know that Leo, being the vegetarian or vegan, I'm not sure which one.
Vegetarian, I'm pretty sure.
Vegetarian, ate some bison liver, some raw bison liver for this. So obviously,
play games.
We've been hearing a lot that this movie was hell to shoot and it put a lot of work into it. But it's also supposed to be one of the biggest payoffs of the year, and I'm super excited.
Before this movie came out, people were already saying this is the one for Leo. Before even anything came out, no photos, nothing.
But in that argument, every movie Leo's done,
yeah, that's
has
true.
been the movie that's been Leo's year.
Then they had the producer, one of the producers, and Alejandro, the director, wouldn't even talk to each other anymore. Half the crew that started the filming of this had left and didn't do it because they couldn't deal with the conditions.
The cold.
As you mentioned earlier, they only got to film at max for 2 hours a day, and once that 2 hours was done, that was it. The crew had to walk like an hour or something, I was told, just to get to each shooting location. They didn't have a car or anything with a nice heater. They were in the cold. They were filming this. Half the crew left. New crew took in. They were saying that this is the most problems the film has had since like Apocalypse Now. With all the drama and just
even though it's not as
arguing
crazy
with each other.
Apocalypse Now.
Just people arguing and.
But this is simply put, this is a movie that should have a documentary about the making of. Easily should, similar to Apocalypse Now with In the Heart of the Darkness, the documentary about the making of that movie. Nonetheless, this movie about Hugh Glass, an explorer that was attacked by a bear, a true story, but we know that The Revenant only takes parts of this true story into account. It doesn't follow the entire story because Hugh Glass was basically left for dead after being attacked by a bear, and it's basically his journey back to his village. This movie tends to be what seems to be more of a revenge tale of Leo going to get revenge on some people. So I'm going in pretty much cold beyond that, not knowing what to expect, but I do know that I wasn't crazy about Birdman, and it won Best Picture.
I couldn't even finish Birdman.
I liked it, don't get me wrong, but it was not my favorite movie of the year. It wasn't in my top 10. It was a good movie, but I didn't love it. But the cinematography was great. So probably the one thing I'm looking forward to most is the cinematography and Leo's performance. However, I will say, from what I've seen alone, the movie looks beautiful. So.
Yeah. All right, how long is this movie?
2.5 hours, around there.
It's strong. It's strong. All I can say is let's go in.
Let's do it.
Let's see how it is. All right, so we just got out of Revenant.
Yes.
Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Hardy. Wow. That movie, number one, outside of anything, it's beautiful. The way that Alejandro, in Birdman, one of the things that they loved about him was the one-shots. There wasn't multiple shooting, it was just long takes, thank you. Long takes that if it took 5 minutes, it never stopped, and it was just one long take.
Or if it was multiple takes, they made it look like it was only one.
Yes. The way this film is filmed is just breathtakingly beautiful. You hear it all the time, but hey, it's true. This is breathtaking beautiful. Leonardo DiCaprio, amazing. Tom Hardy, evil, bro. evil. He just plays these characters, and it seems like he plays characters where he doesn't have to talk a lot, right? But anyway, yeah, Tom Hardy, amazing. The little boy, awesome, that played Leonardo DiCaprio's son. The scenes in this movie, awesome. The horse scene, and then the cameras on the horse, or I don't know what it was, beautiful, amazing. This film is a ride. It's like a roller coaster. Ding, 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 ding. It's like once it slows down, it goes again. And just a lot of fun. I had no problems with this film. I mean, for me, I would have to say, yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio is going to get an Oscar, but you know, I thought he was amazing. Leonardo DiCaprio is an animal. He is an animal. That's what he is, an animal.
He's arguably the best actor of our time.
He's an animal, bro. He's just like, it was amazing. Yeah, the film was so good. It's just beautiful. I think I'm done for now.
And to elaborate on what James said, not only is it breathtakingly beautiful because that's dead on, it's the most beautiful movie I've seen all year. On speaking of cinematography, this movie completely blew me away. I can't really. Revenant is a movie that is hard to explain into words how much of a experience it is. I mean, it is a emotional, physically draining experience that you go through this horrid journey with this character, but absolutely amazing. Easily one of my favorite, if not my favorite movies of 2015. I was shocked that I was going to come to this end of this year to find a movie so powerful. Leo, this is the movie that Leo actually really, not because I'm a Leo fan, but Leo deserves an Oscar for. What he did, amazing. Will he get an Oscar? I don't know. You know, if it's politics or whatever it may be. Is this the movie he deserves it for? Yes. Was this probably his best performance? Yes. I mean, and Alejandro Inarritu for bringing me Birdman and then bringing me this is like two different things. One is this.
Yeah, they are.
Is this silly, but yet really kind of emotional, intriguing story. The other one is at the same time, kind of fantasy-based, but very harsh and real, cold, personal journey of survival that I can't find words to describe nearly a month after seeing it. I still will stop and think about certain shots from this movie, how there are violent and horrible things that happen in this movie, but at a beautiful setting, in an environment that is so breathtaking that it just mixes like this feeling of beauty and war and death and you know, the whole transfer between life and what happens when you die. Like, for instance, if you don't know what the Revenant is a term that I believe describes a ghost that returns.
Oh, I didn't know.
Which would be could be used for different things in this movie, but mostly Leonardo. And I mean, that's this movie feels.
We see that in the trailer.
A lot of this, there's a lot of like a spiritual-esque portion of this movie. A lot of it has to do with the Native American beliefs, and I mean, there's just so much beauty in this movie and so much interesting things to see and to look at. I mean, it's a movie you could just watch with the sound off and just enjoy the scenery of it, let alone when you put the sound on, the dialogue, the story, the performances. And it's a movie that also does not let you shy away from emotion by shoving your face into performers' faces. I mean, you are in Leo's face, nose to nose, and it really expresses everything from hate to anger to relief to love. I mean, everything is there. Tom Hardy was phenomenal in this movie. He's not been getting any love from the awards yet. I would hope that he gets a nomination for Best Supporting Actor because of this movie. I thought he was tremendous in this.
Evil, bro. Straight evil.
Evil, but an evil that, even though it's evil, justifiable. And I think that's what makes this character really interesting. Will Poulter, yes, the nerdy kid from We're the Millers, delivers a wonderful performance in this movie. Everyone, I mean, it is an awe. It is like a portrait that you could hang on the wall and just watch. It is that amazing. I can't say enough good things about it. I can tell you right now, it's 4 out of 4 stars on jasoncinema.com. Absolutely blew me away. It was a surreal experience. Absolutely.
What a great film to be able to watch and remember why you love film.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people are gonna go and really be affected by this. I mean, there is some graphic violence in here. There's some horrible things happen.
That bear scene's awesome.
Even I had to turn my head away from the bear scene.
I did not.
It's pretty intense. There's also a pretty tragic full-out war early on in the film.
Again, in the trailer.
In the trailer, but I mean,
the way they film it.
The way they film it is beautiful, and it's so interesting of that contrast of having something so graphic be on top of something so beautiful. But then there are these beautiful moments in just Leo is in isolation or meets one singular character, and the way that that's presented, that interaction is so beautiful and interactive. Each one is so amazing. One in particular is when he, after going through some tragedies, Leo has reached a person who's eating. And like that, they face off this moment, him and this Native American. I mean, it's really incredibly intense. Leonardo DiCaprio, I don't want to give away too much, has a son in this movie. I'll leave it at that, but they have a really, really great scene in this movie. Once you see it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I mean, on all cylinders, this movie the score was phenomenal. Perfect harmony of just score, cinematography, technician, direction, performance, story, everything just gelled this movie to be one of the best pictures of the year. Easy. Whew. I loved it.
Let me ask you this. Can you see Leonardo DiCaprio getting nominated?
Yes.
Can you see
if he doesn't get nominated, there's really something wrong. Because he at least gets the noms.
Can you see a win?
I believe he deserves a win for this. Like when people said he deserved it for Django, I liked him in Django. I didn't think that was justified. We talked about Wolf of Wall Street today.
Was he nominated for Wolf? I forget. For Best Actor?
I believe for Wolf of Wall Street. But the many, many times we've seen him nominated, he's given great performances, but I mean, this is really amazing. And not saying that it's his best of all time, but it's definitely up there.
How crazy would it be when he finally gets his win? It's not with Martin Scorsese.
It would be pretty soul-crushing to Martin Scorsese.
I think it would be too.
But
because he's always said that he's like, I'm gonna get this guy a win.
But I think more interesting enough is that they have a project coming up though. So if not this year, there's always next year.
Yeah, that's his next one.
And more interesting is that I'm almost positive. I would probably bet my life savings that the cinematographer will win 3 years in a row. This will be his third win in a row.
Will that be the first time ever?
I don't know if it'll be the first time ever, but I would guess so.
But good for him though. That's how good he is.
I mean, even arguably the last two films were nowhere near as beautiful as this. I mean, Gravity, a lot of people argued about because all the CGI wasn't really cinematography, which I completely disagree with. Thought that movie was beautiful. Birdman was shot very, very well. But I mean, this by all means is phenomenal. Everything about this movie.
Nothing to do with Revenant, but I was reading an article today or came out today, at least time of the recording. Leonardo DiCaprio was talking about. Did you know he was offered to be Robin?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
He was offered to be Robin, and I remember reading he was offered something else too. He was offered
Spider-Man with James Cameron.
Star Wars.
Yeah, and he was supposed to be Hayden Christensen.
Yeah,
Anakin.
Star Wars would be completely different.
Yeah, do you think even he could have saved the prequels though? No.
No, I'm sure that's why he turned it down.
He's like, dude.
He's like, I'm making good movies, right? But Revenant is a movie that is so beautiful, so breathtaking, very, very. It's a movie that you get drained watching it because so much is going on.
Yeah.
And there's so much emotion that you feel, but I can watch it again and again because of how beautiful it is.
I definitely cannot wait till it comes to Vegas so I can watch it one more time.
January 8th.
But I don't know if I can watch it over and over because that movie literally.
It's very intense.
It's just like.
Yeah, but there are those movies where we've talked about this before that I find so amazing cinematically that I could just watch over.
Yeah, because you said that you want to just put Schindler's List on repeat.
No, not Schindler's List. 12 Years a Slave. We talked about that, and I said I could watch that again and again.
I can't watch this too. It's a beautiful movie, but it's just.
It's hard. It is hard, but at the same time, it's someone's art, and it's an art that is beautifully told, and in that sense, if the artist wants you to feel pain and he makes you feel pain, then that's good art, and that's what you should be watching. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go watch fun movies at the same time, like the other 6 movies we reviewed today, but there are these movies that come along every now and then that you just go, that's cinema. That's what a movie is. And Revenant's one of those.
Well, we had a beautiful year, guys. That's it.
That's the last. That's our last video review. 2015.
2015, right there. Leonardo DiCaprio's Revenant.
Woo! But don't worry, me and James aren't going to be away for long because me and him are going to be returning to 2016 to do our top 10 favorite films of all time.
Of 2015.
2015.
Not of all time.
Not of all time.
Yeah, of 2015.
You're right. We should do our all-time list. Because I've heard you talk about movies on your list,
Yeah, that
and
you don't understand.
there's no way they're all still in your top 10.
That you don't understand.
I've heard 20 movies in his top 10.
That's one of my favorites of the top 10.
But then again, I've never really sat down and wrote a list out for myself.
Yeah.
Because it depends on the day. But we'll be doing that. Thank you to everyone who's ever clicked on our YouTube videos, watched them, commented on them, subscribed on them. We really, really appreciate it. Especially thank you to everyone who's come out and actually watched the movie with us. But don't worry, like I said, we're not going to be gone for long.
And Mr. Kent Wong, always filming.
He's the man. He's championed like 2 hours right now. And he's sick.
Why are we laughing?
Oh, poor guy. Anyway, tell him what's going on in 2016.
A lot of big things. We got some projects that we're going to be unleashing to the world that me and Chase are very excited about. I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun with it.
If you like watching us now, just wait till next year.
I think you'll get at least I can promise you you're going to get entertainment out of it.
Oh yeah, that's something we can probably guarantee. You know, but until then, Happy New Year, Mr. James Shue.
It was a great year, brother, in 2015.
Mr. Kent Wong, you were the man.
He is the man.
And ChaseCinema.com is known as the Film Lovers website.